The first time I noticed something off was during dinner. Mom laughed a little too hard at something my sister said, a sharp, brittle sound that made the air around the table go tight. It wasn't what she said that unsettled me. It was what she didn't. She didn't ask about my trip, my work, or even the promotion I'd been killing myself for. 5 years of wiring money home every month. Just until Dad gets better, Mom had said, and 5 years of cancelled plans, postponed vacations and half-hearted thank yous. Still, I never questioned it. They were my family. You don't keep score with blood. Until that night. Dad's old watch ticked quietly beside my plate, each click like a heartbeat against my wrist. He'd given it to me when I started my first job, saying, "You're the man of the family now." I'd believed him. "Looks like you've been eating well," my brother Cameron said, smirking at my shirt. "City life treating you good, huh?" I smiled, pretending not to hear the resentment under his voice. "Trying to stay alive, mostly." He snorted. "Must be easy when someone else is footing the bills." The table went still. Mom's fork froze midair. "Cameron," she said sharply. "What?" he muttered, eyes fixed on his plate. "I'm just saying, some of us have to work for what we get." My heart thudded. "What are you talking about?" He didn't answer. He just kept eating, his jaw tight, his silence louder than words. Later that night I couldn't sleep. The house was too quiet, the air heavy with the smell of detergent and something faintly rotten, like old secrets. I got up for water and passed by the living room. Mom's phone buzzed on the sofa. A message preview flashed across the screen. "He's asking again about the money. What do I tell him?" The number wasn't saved, but the last digits hit me like a blow. 0421. Dad's old friend Bilal, the one who helped with investments. My chest tightened. I shouldn't have looked, but curiosity was already dragging me down. I opened the thread. Bilal. "He's bound to figure it out eventually. You can't keep lying to him. Mom. We just need a few more months. He still thinks it's for Dad's treatment." Bilal. "You said that 3 years ago." Mom. "I can't tell him now. He'd never forgive me." The screen blurred. My fingers went cold. 5 years. 5 years of overtime, skipped meals, and late-night calls asking if they were managing okay. 5 years of guilt every time Mom sighed about bills, of pride every time she said, "You're our rock, beta." All of it a lie. Morning came like a punishment. The sunlight hit the kitchen table, illuminating the stack of mail I hadn't noticed before. Bills, receipts, and a thick envelope with a bank logo. My name wasn't on it, but curiosity had already turned into suspicion. Opened it. A loan statement. Amount: $52,000. Account holder: Bilal Khan and Yasmin Ali. Name. The details blurred together, but one thing stood out: the date. The first withdrawal was made exactly 1 week after I sent them my first paycheck. My stomach twisted. "Why?" I whispered to no one. "Why would she?" "Because she didn't want you to leave," a voice said behind me. Turn. Cameron stood in the doorway, arms crossed, dark circles under his eyes. "You weren't supposed to find that," he said. "What is this?" I demanded, holding up the letter. He sighed. "It's Dad's old debt. Bilal helped cover it up when things went bad. Mom thought if you knew you'd stop helping. You were the only one making real money. So she lied. 4 years. She didn't have a choice." I laughed, but it came out broken. "There's always a choice." Cameron's jaw flexed. "You think you're the only one who sacrificed something. I dropped out of school because we couldn't afford it. You didn't even ask how we were doing. You just threw money at us and disappeared." His words cut deeper than I expected. I wanted to argue to defend myself, but he wasn't wrong. I had disappeared. Working, climbing, sending money like a lifeline to prove I was a good son, even when I didn't feel like one. But this was betrayal. That night, I waited for Mom to come home from visiting Bilal. When she finally walked in, I was sitting at the kitchen table with the envelope in front of me. She froze. "You went through my things. I went through my life. I said quietly. The one I've been paying for. Her lips trembled. I was trying to protect you. By lying. Tears welled up in her eyes. You don't understand. Your father's death broke this family. We had nothing. Bilal helped, but the debt. She trailed off, shaking her head. If you knew, you'd have blamed your father. So you blamed me instead, I whispered. She flinched. You made me your provider, your safety net, your excuse. You let me believe I was saving this family, when all I was doing was paying for your mistakes. The silence that followed was suffocating. She tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. Her fingers trembled midair before falling to her side. I did what I had to do, she said, voice breaking. I didn't mean to hurt you. I looked at her, really looked, and for the first time she seemed small. Not the woman who'd raised me, but someone drowning in her own choices. Maybe she'd convinced herself it was for love. Maybe she believed it. But love built on lies isn't love, it's debt. I left that night. The air outside was sharp, cold enough to sting. I drove until the city lights blurred into darkness, until the weight in my chest felt bearable. At a rest stop I pulled over and checked my phone. There were missed calls from Mom, messages from Cameron. She's sorry. Please don't hate her. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened my banking app and canceled the automatic transfers. 5 years of silent obligation ended with one swipe. As the screen dimmed, a strange calm washed over me. Not relief, not forgiveness, but something in between. A quiet grief for what could have been if honesty had mattered more than comfort. I wasn't angry anymore. Just hollow. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from cruelty. It comes from love twisted into survival. But it still breaks you all the same.